Welcome to the 3 for 3 Meet the Candidate series presented by the Miami Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. The 3 for 3 series is being brought to you by our Social Action Committee. This committee works under the auspice of our organization's political awareness and involvement programmatic thrust and is charged with providing programs and activities that foster, among other things, voter registration and voter education. It is imperative to mention that the members of the Miami Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority are not and will not endorse or promote any candidate. To that end, we invite you to watch the 3 for 3 Meet the Candidate series. This series will offer you an opportunity to preview several candidates running for office in Miami-Dade County. In an effort of providing a level and inclusive playing field, we invited all of the qualified candidates running for Miami-Dade County Board of County Commissioners, Miami-Dade Circuit and County Judges, and the Miami-Dade School Board during this 2020 primary election. Note that some of the candidates did not respond to our invitation. Candidates within the same group were asked the same 3 questions where they were given a maximum of 3 minutes to answer. We hope that you enjoy our program. Remember to register to vote and to vote by mail for your safety. Now, let's meet the candidate. 1. Thank you. Welcome, Commissioner Dennis Moss. Today we're going to ask you 3 questions. The first question, who are you as a candidate and what are your priorities?
Well, first of all, thank you for the invitation and allowing me to come in and speak to your audience. I'm Miami-Dade County Commissioner Dennis C. Moss, and I am running for School Board Seat District 9. And I decided to run because I started looking at the seat early on when Dr. Feldman said that he was not going to run. But a good family friend, Pastor Gloria Williams, she entered the race, and as a result, I put my candidacy on pause. Later on, she decided to leave the race, and so I started looking at the race again. And out of nowhere came COVID. And I just felt, in addition to the racial justice issues that we're facing in this country, and so I just felt that at that time that the school board could really benefit from the leadership and experience, that I have. Leadership and experience, that I gained from leading the charge to rebuild South Dade after Hurricane Andrew, the leadership that I've gained in 27 years as an elected county commissioner on the county commission, serving 1 term as the chairman, the leadership and experience that I gained 35 years ago when I realized that students from challenged neighborhoods, primarily African-American students, were being disproportionately expelled from the school system. I created a program, an alternative ed program for those particular students that is a school today, and it still exists. In 2002, when I realized that students from challenged neighborhoods were basically being suspended in disproportionate numbers, again, I created a community suspension program, which was the forerunner to the Student Success Centers that today the school district has basically adopted and implemented. So that's who I am. I've always been someone who's been focused in on trying to make sure that we can divert and keep our children, away from the school to prison pipeline, whether it was as a social worker with Big Brothers and Big Sisters, or a juvenile probation officer, or 40 years with the Richmond Perrine Optimist Club, where I spent 36 of those years as the executive director. Most people don't know about that side of my story. They see the public image. But again, I've always been involved in trying to make sure that our young people have the very best chance that they can to be successful in this society.
Thank you. Next question. How will you work to achieve social equality and equity in education?
Well, I think the first thing would be to join forces, to join my strong voice, along with Dr. Bendros Mendigal and Dr. Gallup, who have been champions on the school board for social justice and equity. I will join my voice with them to make sure, that from the perspective of our students, that they're treated fairly, that there's an educational process, that, my colleagues have already begun to deal with the issue of social justice and those things as a part of the curriculum. And in addition to that, to make sure that African Americans and other minorities have an opportunity to participate in the business side of the school board business, if you will, because to me that's important as well. Again, I just want to join my strong voice with the strong voices of Dr. Bendros Mendigal and Dr. Galla to make sure that the school system and the community understands, that we've got to address these particular issues, and we can work together to make some things happen.
Now, final question. Why should we vote for you?
Well, for 27 years, I've served as the county commissioner here in the South Dade area. And many of the same neighborhoods that are part of the school district, ironically, District 9, are some of the same neighborhoods that are in my county commission, District 9, West Perrine, Richmond Heights, Goulds, Naranja, Homestead, Florida City. So I've served those areas over time. And so I know, what the needs are and what the issues and concerns are, even from a school board perspective, because again, people have come to me with school board issues and I always send them to their school board representative to make sure that they understand that they do have a school board representative. And so from day one, I would be prepared to step in and to move the ball forward, again, based upon my experience. And I've got a passion, again, for making sure that our students have the best opportunity, to be successful in society and that they can avoid the school to prison pipeline. I've created a covenant, which is a promise that I'm making to the students, to the parents, and to the community. Number one, to make sure that we ensure school safety. We're not talking about that now because COVID is on the scene, but we can't forget Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. And so that's my number one priority. Number two, to make sure I protect students and staff, parents who come into the schools themselves, from this COVID-19 virus. And I will not be bullied, nor would I bow to any pressure to send our children back to school during this COVID-19 pandemic in a dangerous situation. That's not going to happen. Number three, I want to make sure that we preserve schools, traditional public schools that are in our challenged neighborhoods. What's happening is that new schools are being built, whether they be charter schools or private schools or the religious schools, they're siphoning students off. And then what happens is that those schools that are in challenged neighborhoods and now Black neighborhoods and brown neighborhoods, those are the ones that face either being repurposed or being closed, under the pressure of being closed because they don't have enough students. I'll also, number four, make sure that all students, as we go through this pandemic, to make sure that all students have access to the resources that they need in order to make sure that they can get the virtual learning opportunities that everybody else is getting. I'm concerned about making sure that students have enough computers in their homes. You can't send one computer home with 4 or 5 children, and I'm concerned that, whether or not they have the internet in their home. And finally, providing life skills. I believe that all students should leave the school system with employment skills, with entrepreneurial skills, with coding skills, being able to code, and also, looking at some trade skills. So that's my platform, and I humbly ask for the support of the community, and I thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you.